Gorgeous Son, a podcast hosted by my gorgeous son, Andy. A few years ago, Andy went down to Los Angeles to make his name and find it fame and fortune. He failed, and now he's back in Canada living with me, his dad, and he's hosting a podcast. So please give it up for my gorgeous son.
Thank you. That is a name I do not agree with. Welcome to my gorgeous son. I am, I guess, the gorgeous son, Andy. As always, we have my father, Rollie Bush, our intern, Everardo.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
I'm 30 years old.
30 years old.
30-year-old intern.
30 years old.
A little too old for interning.
Well, never too old, really.
Never too old to be an intern.
And our special guest for this episode, the wonderful and talented
Rich Aucoin.
a musician. In this episode, we're going to talk all about music, which Andy doesn't know anything about.
This is true.
Andy, what's your favorite song by the Wu-Tang Clan?
X, gonna give it to you.
Yep. a song title in no way connected to the person who sang it. DMX.
DMX.
Be a DMX song.
Wu-Tang.
Andy, for one more example. Andy, what is your favorite song by Pearl Jam?
Oh, Jeremy, I know.
Oh,
Pearl
you know
Jam.
Pearl Jam.
I know Pearl Jam. Went to their concert.
Oh, he loves
I don't love
Jam.
Pearl Jam.
Can't
My
get
ex-girlfriend
enough of
forced
Pearl
me to go.
Jam.
She although they're fine. They're very nice. Anyway,
They're very nice.
They're nice. He was nice. He was in Halifax. He talked
nice
about
guys.
Keith's. He said, I like Keith's, and he drank Keith's. And
That's
then
your
he,
measure of a band.
Playing to the hometown crowd.
Yeah, everyone cheered
It
so
was
hard
so
when he
nice
said
how
Keith's.
he pandered. Oh, what a delightful
I don't
man.
know. I was tired. I
delightful
mean, like he wasn't.
pandering man.
He wasn't like you guys suck.
Why would anyone say
Some
that?
people do that. Some band members, they come out like the Doors. He's like, you're all sheep, and everyone cheers.
The Doors.
Yeah, Jim Morrison.
The Doors.
The Doors.
That's your example?
Yes.
Andy, one last one.
All right.
I know the answer to this. Andy, not a year goes by when Andy doesn't regale us with tales of the newest OK Go music video. Can't get enough of OK Go.
You don't like OK Go. Fuck you. OK Go is great.
Andy.
I went to an Xbox launch, Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I went and OK Go was playing.
Yeah,
And they were
exactly.
very unhappy because everyone was playing the 360 and no one was there. It was just me and my girlfriend. And he said, does anyone want a CD? And only us went, yay. And then he goes, fuck you, go buy one. That's what he said. I probably shouldn't be saying that because I really
Why
liked
not?
OK Go.
Defame him.
No, he's a nice guy.
That
I
is
think he was
simultaneously
joking.
the
He was
most-
joking.
I feel like
Andy-
he's not a nice guy
He was-
based by your
he
only
was-
experience.
No, he was joking about it. It
That's
was being,
the most Andy
He was-
and the most OK Go event that I could ever imagine.
He was
hey,
doing
Andy,
the-
did you go see a concert? Oh, I saw a band perform at a video game console release.
I don't know. I think that. Well,
You know what their name is short for?
What?
It's short for, hey, you guys gonna play that music? Okay, I'll go.
You don't like OK Go.
Here's my impression of an OK Go music video. It's a song that it's like essentially covering the chipmunks from the old cartoon. But meanwhile, somehow the video is all of them in their socks, creating static friction, shocking each other in a line, and the last person's holding so much paint. And he gets so shocked he spills it on a second Rube Goldberg machine that's just 4 dogs who synchronize and end up slopping around like Beethoven and spraying the paint on a wall, and then a wall opens up and it's in an art gallery and some guy bids on it.
Yeah, that video does rock.
You are not talking about their music. You're just talking about the fact that they are promoting themselves. and getting
You are
themselves
not
out there.
talking about their music. No
Honestly,
one talks about
no
their
one.
music. Okay, go. I want to start by saying, you may not know about this chapter in my life when I was a bit of a musician.
Were you?
I dabbled. You didn't know that about your old dad, did
No,
you?
you don't really tell me much about your life, so.
Now guess what type of music I performed. Everyone gets a guess, but you have to say them quick.
Was it soft funk?
It was not soft funk.
Classic rock.
It was not classic rock.
I don't know, something like racist.
The answer is commercial jingles.
Oh, okay.
For various products. Maybe you've heard this little ditty for Pringles potato chips. I can't believe it. Popped one chip, and I've got to have some more. Popped a couple chips, yeah, 4 or 5. Now my jaw's gonna hit the floor. This taste is so incredible. I can't believe what I'm eating. Is this called Pringles? It's called Pringles. What a chip.
It's actually pretty good.
You heard that one?
Yeah, it sounds very like that was in the 80s, right? You did it in the 80s.
Is that
Perfect.
on the radio?
That was on the radio. It was on television. We got a guy to dress up like Pringles potato chip guy with the monocle and the mustache, and he sang it to his own child as he was tucking him into bed, feeding him chips as a bedtime snack.
Well,
that was before
it was
everyone
the
knew
80s. Yeah.
That was before everyone knew that was a bad idea. I also did the jingle.
Hold on. The whole ad was just him tucking in the child?
Yeah, the kid. It starts with the kid going, "Dad, can you read me a bedtime story?" And then he goes, "Sure." And he pulls out a big book, opens it. It's hollow inside. He pulls out a tube of Pringles chips instead. And the kid goes, "Yay!" And then he just starts singing. And he starts singing, and then by the end of it, the whole family's gathered, kind of peeking through the door.
And he's just feeding the kid chips.
He's feeding the kid chips while he's singing. And at a certain point, the kid's like smiling the whole time, but at a certain point, it kind of becomes the kind of smile that you'd see in like amateur porn.
Sorry, what?
You know, the Mask of Terror smile.
Yeah, because you see through the actor, you can see the actor going, I can't fit, there's too many chips.
Yeah, you know like when someone smiles with their eyes? The opposite of that.
Yeah.
Where everything else is smiling but the eyes.
I think it's great that you like to compare that to a child and a father to amateur porn.
Hey, listen, I'm just trying to make an apt metaphor here.
Okay.
I think that analogy is clean.
Totally
I
clean.
also wrote the jingle for Lay's potato chips too.
What?
I was sort of like the potato chip guy at the time.
Oh, okay.
And that jingle was great. You probably remember this one. It went, what am I tasting? Could that be a chip? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This taste upon my lips. I'm talking about Lay's. Yes, I'm talking about Lay's. Yes, I'm talking about Lay's. Yes, I'm talking about Lay's. I'm talking about the best chip I ever had. And I miss my dad.
That one has a somewhat looser feel to it.
In the end, it's kind of a surprise.
That one is sung by a child at the military funeral for his father and was released in the early days of the first Iraq War.
That's beautiful.
Jesus. Okay.
Did
Did it connect in any way to the Pringles ad, or was it just because...
No, they were competing companies, and they were trying to corner the different versions of the father-son market.
That's a really different version, though, because the first one is, although, after further inspection, it's horrifying, but the second one is just like a son singing about his dead father who died in the Iraq War?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how did that go? Like, how many did sales go up, or
no? Sales plummeted in both cases.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
And the last jingle that I did that I'll tell you about was a jingle for, can you guess?
Hostess chip.
Nike sneakers. I went swoosh, swish. That's the sound of my shoes when I move. Wish I could dunk it like Mike. I wish, ooh, I could make it all happen tonight. I want to take flight with these brand new shoes. They've got air in the soles, not news to me. Ooh, 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 Nike's my brand.
Okay.
And I miss my
dad. Yeah.
And that's what we call Dad's Time in Music.
Did you ever write any jingles, Rich, or anything like that? You ever sold out?
Oh, you ever sell out?
You ever sell out?
It's like, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Talking about that sweet commercial that I did for a little submarine sandwich company.
Oh shit!
Mr. Sub.
Yeah, Mr. Sub.
Imagine.
We all love Mr. Sub.
Imagine they've never made a commercial ever. Mr. Sub.
They
what
have.
Would it look like?
They have. Oh, they have. Yeah, I remember watching the Mr. Sub commercials. They were nasty. Real nasty,
I
yeah.
think it was a low voice, wasn't it?
What?
I feel like it was a guy being like, "Ooh, Mr. Sub" or something.
Oh yeah, that totally is what it was. It was like
Yeah, it was like real dirty. It was like a guy watching like someone come out of a Subway and going, "Come on over to mine."
Yeah, muttering. Have you ever been into a Mr. Sub and seen the Mrs. Soup station? It's my favorite thing.
Bullshit.
What? You've never seen this?
There's a Mrs. Soup?
It's just a small cauldron.
Why is the soup feminine? There's a Mr. Sub and
And
the
why
soup.
don't they? And why are they? What is their relationship? Are they married? And she kept her maiden name. What is the nature of their relationship,
Like
Mr.
Aunt
Sub?
Jemima, Uncle Ben's.
That's right. Except it's the same company. Are those the same company?
I don't know.
I don't know,
They
but
might just have
that is a
similar-
real weird one. Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's.
Yeah.
They have to change that. I
wanna
can't.
throw
So
them
gross.
together.
Yeah, the worst part of it was Ms. Crackers, though. I really didn't like the Ms. Crackers. It was weird. You had Mr. Sub, Mrs. Soup.
Don't make things up.
Bullshit! You make shit up all the
I
time.
never make things
You
up.
make shit up all the time. I was
never
trying
make
to
things
add
up.
to it. There really is a Mrs. Soup.
Yes! Go in. There's a small black cauldron that literally just sits on the counter in a corner of Mr. Sub. They don't have their own station. It's just a small cauldron with a
And you can just
name
go up and
tag
get
on
it?
Well, no, you got to order
It's
it.
behind the counter.
It's on the counter, but you can't just scoop for yourself. But it's on the counter, and there's a little name tag that says Mrs. Soup with another face, with a little face that's kind of like
Whoa.
the female version of the Mr. Sub face.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
very
I'm going. The next time I'm by a Mr. Sub, which is like never, I will go in.
This guy trying to act so cool. I'm never by a Mr. Sub.
There's no Mr. Subs around.
never,
There's
never.
like never.
Why would I be?
Who the fuck goes to Mr. Sub?
Oh, it's coming out with the F words now. Who the fuck? What kind of idiot? I'm a punk rocker. I'm a punk rocker who doesn't go to Mr. Sub. F that.
Do you
Keep
go
your
to Mr.
society.
Sub, Dad? Have you gone? Like, is that your thing?
All the time.
All the time.
Why do you think I'm so familiar with Mrs. Soup? I stare at it.
Have you ever drank from Mrs. Soup?
Drank from Mrs. Soup. You're asking me, have I ever ordered soup?
Yes.
Had a
Say it
watery
like a
minestrone.
human, you weirdo.
No, I just want to know if you stuck a ladle in Mrs. Soup and drank some. Have you ever had any fucking soup?
What are you
Dad?
trying to do here?
Stick a ladle
You guys
in
drinking up
Mrs.
that soup?
You know,
That's the most
sounds disgusting.
grotesque
Andrew.
way to describe ordering soup I've ever heard.
Rich?
Rich, what commercial? What
Let's-
Subway?
what Subway?
was the submarine sandwich shop that you performed for?
It's called Subway.
Not familiar.
Not from,
Never heard of it.
Mr.
you know what's the
Subman
biggest
till I die.
fast food chain in the world? Bigger than
Not
Bigger than McDonald's?
McDonald's. Also, not being paid to say this right now, but
This guy's wearing a
Yeah,
Subway
big-
uniform while we speak. What?
I actually heard
I'm gonna look
McDonald's
that up.
isn't doing that well financially, and it's got me worried.
Not doing
just
that
for the
well.
world in general.
Could you imagine if there was no McDonald's? That would suck.
I'm never gonna.
McDonald's is a crime.
I had McDonald's 3 times this week, and it's Tuesday.
That's horrible.
Oh Jesus!
That's too much McDonald's.
Yeah, it is too much. I will admit that.
So what was it? What was the experience like working for Subway? Was it? I mean, was it
Working for
Subway.
You worked for Subway? Did you?
We'll
you
get
did a
to your
jingle.
own music
That's
eventually.
technically working for Subway.
I was
Get into it,
a
Jingle.
Subway artist,
And
but
they,
not a sandwich artist.
Sandwich.
they used one of your songs.
Yeah, they used one of my songs. We came into a venue in Montreal and performed that said song 100 times, I think, and they used 10 seconds of it.
That would be cool if they made you just do one of your songs, but incorporate lyrics about subs.
I only changed my lyrics once for when I did a kids show. It was a puppet show, and changed all the lyrics to my song "Want to Be a Believer" to "Want to Be a Good Reader."
Oh, that's nice. Because the original lyrics in "Want to Be a Believer," that's mostly just like "fuck you, eat the devil's ass," that kind of shit, right? I want to be a believer.
Just too dirty for
Yeah.
the little ones.
I think, yeah, they do that a lot on like Sesame Street. They'll get like Method Man to show up and then rap different words.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
100%.
Method Man. Method Man's on.
I'm not
I
sure
don't know these things.
Method Man exactly as the example, but I've definitely seen
Yeah, I've seen
artists
some people who
change
shouldn't be
their
on Sesame Street. On Sesame Street. Yeah. I
Who have you
guess.
seen?
Well, no one shouldn't be honest.
Well, no, but there's some people you're just like you wouldn't think.
Right. If they have to change every lyric.
It was
to-
weird when Gigi Allen took a shit in Oscar the Grouch's dumpster.
That was a weird episode.
And he had to say his name stood for Good Golly Allen. Good golly, that's a big poo-poo I took in that Grouch's can. And then Oscar went, oh, wow, come I'm the one who has to hang out with... I have to provide the couch for Good Golly Allen. And then Big Bird went, because Oscar, come on, have a heart. Fucking asshole. The best part about that bit, I think, was that it peaked with Everardo's initial joke, and then we kind of just played out the string.
I think the best part is that I have no idea who that person is. But
Yeah, I knew it. I could see it in your, I could see the panicked
See it on
look
my
in your
face. I was
eyes.
like, "Who the hell's Gigi Allen?" But I didn't want to say anything.
Rich, you want to describe Gigi Allen to Andy and to any listeners who might not be familiar?
Is that a
How would
musician?
you put him into words? Yeah, musician's a kind way of putting it. No, he was known for like shitting and flinging his shit at the audience and then fighting them all and then like insulting them and getting them to kick his ass.
The only picture I looked him up on Wikipedia, and it's just him covered in blood. So
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Rich,
Yeah.
I would say you were. So on what level of fame would you call yourself? Like Gigi Allen fame or
No.
Infamy.
Or infamy. You've never shit on stage.
Remember when you shit during that Subway ad and looked directly into the camera and said, "This is what I think of you, the consumer."
I puked on stage one time.
You puked on stage?
Puked on stage.
Yeah, but not like put your own finger down your
No,
mouth, stare at the audience.
very accidental.
Were you hungover, or was you danced?
No, I think I had food poisoning. I started to feel it towards the end of the show, and then just like was playing the keyboard and just like leaned over to the back of the stage and just barfed, and then continued the show.
Oh,
And
a quick one.
just a little quick one, and then finished the song, and then it was luckily the last song, and then I could just throw up for the next couple hours after that. Yeah.
And did anyone notice?
Oh my god, everyone noticed. Yeah, because I was like.
It wasn't like you didn't pass it off as a cough or anything.
No, it was pretty. The worst part is it was at a venue that had like a staircase behind the stage, so I was just really hoping that there wasn't going to be someone walking up those stairs, and I looked down, and luckily no one was there, and I was like, all right, let's do this. Yeah. I also played a friend's wedding where I threw up like 20 times before I played their wedding, and then at the end I knew if it was coming in 20-minute waves, so if I just threw up right before I went on, then I knew I could get through most of the set, and that adrenaline would take me the rest of the way. But then, unfortunately,
that's like Mission Impossible stuff, where you're timing the opening and closing of
well,
the fans.
the worst part of it is that the show ended with me getting a big group hug around the bride and the groom,
oh no.
and suddenly it started to come again, and then I was like, oh no, and I'm in the middle of this really 100-person nucleus hug, and just really wanting to throw up, and I'm like, what if I throw up on my friend who's the bride, and her memory of the wedding is, oh, Rich got this big group hug and then threw up on me. Yeah. So kept it down, finished the song, and then immediately puked after.
Wow. And that was food poisoning again.
That was food
He
poisoning
was
again.
just super nervous about how
Yeah.
he was going to interrupt the wedding and tell his best friend he loved her. And that he wanted to turn her into a runaway bride. I think I'm confusing my Julia Roberts movies.
Yeah, I don't think is that the...
I don't know.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Gives a crap.
But yeah,
more.
those are the big throw.
That's the grossest thing you've ever done on stage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those probably.
Because you have a crazy live show, but it doesn't involve puking.
Doesn't involve me intentionally puking.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Okay, well that's
Yeah.
great.
Let me ask you this, because this is my curiosity. Being a father, I'm interested in the little ones. It's so cute when you're small, and then you grow up, and it doesn't matter. So my question is, what's your earliest memory of music being a part of your life? Can you think of as a child, an early memory where you were like, "Oh, what's this stuff?"
Yeah, I saw a symphony play Rhapsody in Blue when I was 5. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. There was coordinated fireworks and laser show to it. So
Okay.
Oh, wow.
The way it was meant to be heard.
And then shortly after that, I started playing music in like an after-school program.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the first instrument you ever played?
I think it was like a little xylophone, little wooden xylophone, or like maybe just a tambourine.
Not a recorder. I always got the.
I did recorder eventually, but that wasn't. Maybe I was like 6 or 7 when that started. But the first things were just like hitting little.
Wow, you started
percussion.
early, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to take his recorder away.
Why was that?
Shoving it up his ass.
That's not true. I'm not going to go with that. That's not. I did not shove a recorder up my ass.
Not like shove, but like push it up there a bit. And he kept saying, "This is part of what sex can be," in a really mature way. And we were like agreeing with him, but at the same time we were like, it's too early.
I don't remember any of
Yeah,
that.
a little too early for that.
Before you got your first erection, you were like already saying stuff like, sex can be this as long as everyone agrees. Sex is about consent. It's about pushing your boundaries and pushing your partner's boundaries, but understanding that you go there together.
I was very progressive at that age.
Where
Apparently.
do you get this information? You think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't have come up with this on my own.
His mom and I were very conservative in the bedroom. It's bump and then watch TV.
Bump?
You and me and your mom.
Oh yeah, great.
Bump and watch.
Please
some
stop talking about
Calm,
my mom like
easy
that.
missionary. Nothing too crazy. And then we watch a nice show.
You say easy missionary?
Watch The Big Bang Theory. See the nerds.
Oh God, that's recent. So you're recent. You're still doing this.
Are you kidding me? You wonder if your mother and I are still having...
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. But if you ever hear us pumping big bangers, that's what we're doing.
What do you pump? If I hear you pumping big bangers.
Big Bang Theory. If you ever hear it blasting through the walls, that's what's going on. That's the sound it's masking. Oh my God, Sheldon.
Between all those
Sheldon is so
all that
funny.
laughter.
Is Sheldon your favorite?
Yeah.
You like
I
Sheldon?
love Sheldon. I love Leonard.
Which one's Leonard?
Leonard's Johnny Galecki.
I don't even know.
The star, the main guy.
There's the main guy?
He's the romantic lead in the first couple seasons, and then everyone gets their turn. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
You know, shockingly, you really know a lot about Big Bang Theory.
Sheldon is
Dad?
very interesting, because he'll say stuff like, I find that engaging in intercourse is a lot like the Green Lantern, and then he'll elaborate. And it's so good. And I think you'd really like it as someone who enjoys superhero culture.
Yeah, but I like real, actual superhero culture. This is a sad, pathetic.
What?
version. No, it's not real superhero culture.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
telling you, The Big Bang Theory is embarrassing to nerds because they make.
There's no way.
Yes,
There's no
This was
way.
literally a joke of The Big Bang Theory. This was the punchline was I'm playing Mario on my N64 emulator. That was it. There was no setup.
Emulator.
He said emulator.
That's the word he used?
Yes.
That's priceless.
That's not priceless. That's just
priceless.
a thing. They went on Wikipedia and just found something
That's
and
research.
had him say that.
You shouldn't be mad at research. Here's how you write your jokes. I went to Mr. Sub and I found a Ms. Crackers. You just pull shit out of your ass.
I was trying to help you with your bit.
You're either putting
that
stuff in
I
or
thought you
pulling
were
stuff
making
out
it
of your
up.
ass. That's my problem with you.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There isn't anything wrong with it. You were just too young.
Where did I get that idea, Dad?
I don't know. This is before the internet. There weren't a
You
lot
know,
of
we were
progressive
supposed to
ideas
talk
flying
about
around.
music. That was our goal. And Rich, we have a bona fide musician who makes money at it, which is really hard apparently to do. So, I mean, what? My question to you is, you've toured all around Canada, right?
I have.
Yeah, and in the States,
Tight. Even Saskatchewan,
Even Saskatchewan.
Manitoba.
Manitoba.
Surely not British Columbia. All around Canada.
that's impressive. That's great.
Not none of it.
Actually, I haven't been there. I've been to Yukon, though.
Hasn't
to
been to
Utah?
none of it.
Well,
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's so funny. It's so funny that let me just consult my map of Canada. Oh, that's weird because that's a part of Canada. So I guess you haven't been all over Canada. That's so interesting. So interesting to me that you sit down
Been
and
to a
lie.
large part of Canada.
You've been to most of Canada, and you've been to some of the States. You've been to LA, and what would you say the difference in crowds in America versus Canada? Like, are they different? Is the crowd kind of, do they act differently, or?
The bigger the city, the more kind of reserved people are at first, and you have to kind of.
Oh, they sort of standoffish, like, oh, show us what you got, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, there's kind of I mean, I guess the big difference between like when I played in Brazil once, and I felt like their audience was like, "Oh, we're on board. Like, you need to screw this up for us to be not on board." Whereas most like large cities in North America, like you have to win people over first before they open that guard.
And what city was this in Brazil?
Rio.
Oh yeah, what a small city. Yeah. What a small city that fits your example.
Oh, I don't mean small South American cities. But
okay.
The South Americans, from what we understand from stereotypes, are an enthusiastic people.
From my experience of the shows, they were quite
But if you
enthusiastic.
had somehow managed to head a soccer ball into your own net while performing, you would have been
been bad.
killed. They would have stabbed you at an airport. That happened, right? World Cup 1994, didn't a guy get stabbed? I'm thinking of Colombia.
Yeah.
Colombia, South America.
Oh,
or is
this
that
is
central?
good. You're thinking of Colombia.
Is that central or south?
Whoa!
South.
I don't know.
Tight.
There's a lot of things that I don't know about, and that's one of them.
World Cup? You don't know World Cup trivia?
I don't know World Cup trivia, and I don't know music. This is a great podcast to be on. I have no idea.
That's fine. You don't have to know World Cup trivia. What's your favorite musician, Andy?
My favorite musician is Weird Al.
Weird Al.
He was the
What a
first
safe answer.
No, it's a
show
true-
that I ever saw.
Yeah, that is a true, like, he's the first musician that I actually like cared about and liked, and
Did you go to that Cohen show?
yes,
Mhm.
we were there.
I was
guess,
there,
I've
yeah.
been at all of his Halifax shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in grade 6.
Yeah, and he was very popular, and then he kind of got not popular in the late '90s. And it was kind of weird to like him, and then now
Was that when like White and Nerdy came out?
No, that was
that's
his
way
resurgence.
yeah.
It's the resurgence.
That was like
Like I remember maybe it was just because I was in junior high at the time, but I remember his Amish Paradise being like tracking almost as high as Gangsta's Paradise.
yeah. I mean, I just like as far as the musician goes, he's the guy. He has a staying power of like 30 years. He started with another one, Rides the Bus,
And made like a bunch of really rad videos on his latest record, and Andy made one of those.
Yeah, I saw that one.
What? You didn't like that one, Dad?
Crap.
You didn't like it. What didn't you like about it?
Boring.
That's just a generic thing. Name one specific thing you didn't like about
I think
it.
we all know that I
video
just don't
that-
watch Andrew's work. And that's fine. I gave him life. What do I have to give him my time now, too? Gave him this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, at the beginning of his career, he was not the only parody artist. There was also Odd Gordon.
Oh, and what did he do?
Odd Gordon, he parodied, songs of the day, So in the 80s, at the same time that Weird Al did Bad, he turned it into Fat. Remember that? I'm fat, I'm fat,
Yeah.
you know it. So he did Glad.
Oh, okay.
Odd Gordon did, I'm glad about how my life's going. I'm glad. He pretty much covered every song that you could name from that period. You know? Living on a Prayer.
Yeah.
He did Lid, It's on a Pear. And the whole song was about putting a lid on a pear and treating it like a bottle.
Oh, okay.
He'd be like, oh, I've got this pear. Oh, lid on a pear. It's not a bottle, but I'll treat it that way.
That was the end of Odd Gordon.
That was
Lid on a Pear, wasn't it?
Lid on a
He
Pear.
didn't have a good career.
Yeah.
They were not hits.
What about
But you're just trying to let us know there were more than just Weird Al.
Yeah, there was
at the
other
beginning
guys.
there was a whole scene.
Yeah, there was Kooky Carl.
Oh, okay. What
Yeah.
was his?
Kooky Carl?
Yeah.
Kooky Carl was an interesting one, He did U2.
Oh, you too. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are
he
good
did
ones.
like Streets Have No Name. His was Where the Beasts Have No Mane.
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah.
And it was all about like lions, but
Lionesses?
lionesses, and none of them have manes. It's like a lady pack.
I think
Yeah.
he did some Canadian stuff too. He did Bryan Adams. He did it. Where he did Everything I Do. Did he?
Yeah, he parodied Everything I Do It For You, except he did Everything I Stew.
Yeah.
I stew it for two. And it was all about making stew for him and his wife, for himself and his wife, for himself and
Yeah,
one
it's
other.
a
It's like,
waste if you just make it for yourself.
yeah. Take a couple, potatoes, put them
So it's just a
in.
recipe.
Yeah.
This is a recipe for his particular
Stew
stew.
is not for me alone. You can't tell me a stew is just for one. You know what I mean?
That was also on the Robin Hood soundtrack.
That was on the parody of
The
Robin
right.
Hood, Prince
Men
of
in Tights.
Thieves.
What
was-
there was actually another parody that was
Yeah.
not made by Mel Brooks.
Really?
Yeah, it was called. So there's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and then there was Robin Hood, Prince of. Excuse me. No.
What?
That's
Robin
not doing well.
Hood, Prince of Excuse Me.
It was Robin Hood, Prince of Leave. And it was all about nobody likes Robin Hood. Oh God. Sorry.
Oh, Dan! Dan, you hit a wall. Have you met any? Have you had any bad experiences with like some?
Bad experiences.
Yeah.
I once had a bad experience with Paul Simon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, where he forced me to say that he was taller than me.
That is not true.
Big dogging me at a bar, and he was hitting on this woman, and he was like, tell her I'm taller than you. And I was like a full 1.5 feet taller than him. And then he just kept saying it, tell her I'm taller than him. And he had he was flanked by security. So then eventually I was like, excuse me, miss, he's taller than me. And then she was kind of charmed by it.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything.
No, she was charmed.
She was charmed.
Yeah, she was like, oh, that's interesting.
But it's so clear that you're taller than him.
Yeah, but height is a bit perception, I think.
No,
And
it's
I think
not.
Paul
Not what Paul Simon
understands
is-
that. He's sort of big dogging me,
What do you mean big dogging you?
He's kind of like, he's like intimidating me using his power.
What-
And it worked. I was
what-
kind of like, why would I do this? And he was kind of like, tell her I'm taller than you. And so I did, I was like, okay, he's taller than me.
Isn't Paul Simon just like a short, bald man? But I guess you just knew who he
That was
was?
the other thing I had to do. He was like, tell her I have so much hair more than you. Paul Simon just kind of uses the power of persuasion and bullying, I would say.
Yeah.
Bullying.
Doesn't sound like persuasion. That just sounds like bullying. Sounds like being an asshole. But that's fine. Wait, you actually worked with Brian Wilson, didn't you? Or did you just go to a
Oh,
concert?
God, no.
What? Did you work with him or just go to a concert?
I couldn't remember. I thought I saw your Facebook post. I thought you like.
I just went to a concert.
That's pretty cool. What was
So
that
you-
like?
You went to his
Did
work.
you see him kind of like mumbling and sad in the corner of the stage before he went on?
I did.
That's very upsetting.
Yeah. He
Life
might
is
not have been
his bed now.
sad, but he was definitely like, just sitting, waiting, on pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he's probably like he's a perfectionist. So
Well,
means you're
sad.
he's
I feel like
having
that
a,
might be gone.
he's like, it's kind of at the end of his long run of things.
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I see again. I don't know. I mean, I just listened to him on.
But it was
Spotify.
wonderful to see him.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, he's got his weird deep voice now.
Yeah.
Weird deep voice.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Mike Love's still around, kicking around.
Oh, I mean they don't interact at all.
No,
so
Mike
Mike
Love is
Mike Love
psycho.
does his own version of the Beach Boys, and
Yeah.
they tour separately.
So they do not like each other's.
they do not.
Didn't Mike Love force Al Jardine, the little goblin man, poor Goblin Man from the original Beach Boys lineup, to like stop touring as Al Jardine from the Beach Boys? He wasn't allowed to use Beach Boys anymore.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, they've all kind of had suits against one another at some point.
Well, when you write a song like Kokomo, you can just call the shots
That's right.
like Mike Love.
And that's like the best song he ever wrote. Weren't most of his songs just like scuba dap dee she's from she's from France and I like her, weren't most of his songs just picking a place and singing about
That's
it?
pretty much his formula that he doesn't famously fuck with.
No, that's
I saw a video of him from like that period in the 60s or whatever when all of them, the Beatles and him and everyone went to like India and they were all doing that thing, you know? When they were all like...
Oh, and he was part of that.
He was part of that crew. And then, but during that time, he was like going through this thing where he was wearing a long robe, and his stage persona was like robe man with a long beard who would try to dance like Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
All of it was, he wasn't even that old yet, and it was horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Like the oldest, like every dad in the world. Like when you watch a dad during a basketball broadcast, and they're like trying to dab, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like Mike Love's soul. That's him leaking out into the souls of every other man.
So because I don't know much about the Beach Boys, is this the only thing that made them cool was Brian Wilson, really? Or
Dennis was cool.
Dennis?
Yeah, I mean, and Carl, like the and like Al's good too. The like it's pretty much just Mike Love that was the
He was the turd.
But he's the one who
had the
who's
beautiful
who-
voice, right? Didn't he have the
But he's the one who
highest
controls
voice?
the Beach Boys.
he didn't have the highest
He was the
voice.
biggest
He had
bully.
the kind of like I get around voice.
Ah, I see. He was a cornball.
Yeah.
Not a good
big,
guy.
big cornball.
Big, yeah, bully. Because Brian's a soft man, you know. He went to bed for all those years.
Yeah.
Because Mike Love bullied him. That's my theory. Got
that's-
bullied to bed.
That's
I bullied you your
Mike
whole
Love
life. You
sent
only ever
him to
go in
bed.
for 10 hours.
yeah.
Now it's time for a part of the show we like to call Everardo's Little Games, in which Everardo quizzes us or does whatever the hell he wants to during his 5 minutes of airtime, and he's on the clock. He's on the clock. Everardo, what do you have for us today?
All right. You told me to come up with a trivia game, and I came up with a game.
You mean you did this of your own volition?
Not trivia.
Yeah, but you didn't even do what we asked you to do. You didn't even, like he didn't. He's like he before the podcast, he's looking down at his notes and said, this isn't a trivia game.
I wrote trivia game as my title.
Oh, good.
Tight.
And then I realized the thing that I came up with is not trivia, but it is a game.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
Well, lay it on
A quick
us.
game.
Lay it
Okay,
on
this
us.
is because I assume, Rich, you're up to date on current music, right? You're
On
you're
some of
probably
it,
like
yes.
in the know, right?
Hopefully,
A little.
Guess we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm not sure if I'm in the know anymore. Andy, you're definitely not in the know.
No, I'm not.
on
No.
music. So okay, this is a game called is it an artist or a chemical? And so
Nice.
Oh, I fucking hate this already. Okay, let's do it. Let's
That's
do
kind
it.
of fun. A little bit of science in there as well.
Sure.
That's kind of a trivia game.
I'm gonna say a word.
Oh, if the final one ends up being the Chemical Brothers, I'm gonna slap the teeth out of you.
Don't ruin it.
Yeah, let's go back. Can I add Chemical Brothers?
You cannot. You cannot.
That's a good one. Anyway, so I'm just gonna say a word, and we'll go around and guess whether it's an artist or a chemical or something.
I love it.
This is great.
And by chemical, I mean ingredients that I've read
Just-
on household
yeah, okay.
items.
Nothing more fun than caveats.
Okay. All right, we'll go easy. Andy, is Migos? What is that?
Is that an artist or a chemical?
I'll say it's an artist.
I think so.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
The quiz master over here.
Dad gave it away the way he said it.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, he gave it away.
I gave it away.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell
Oh,
with
you
your,
knew
your
I
tone.
knew.
Yeah, I knew
I
it.
do know Migos, the three young men
Yeah,
from, I don't know, Atlanta.
but also that does not sound like a chemical to me as well. So anyway, all right, I got one.
Yeah, what do you think Migos is? I actually don't know what it is a
I don't know. I think it's probably three young men, maybe.
Yeah, what do you think they do?
three
Andy?
young men.
Yeah,
Is it?
sing
I honestly don't know.
a trio, sort of like a. They sound from like they're from I don't know, middle South America, maybe South America, Migos,
You
or
sound
Greece,
like-
or
Like
Greece, maybe
Amigos?
Greece.
You're thinking Greece?
Greece,
You're
Migos,
thinking
the
of the
island of
three
Migos.
amigos.
Migos.
What do you think their? So you think their music sounds like traditional Greek music?
I'm picturing that. Yeah,
That's
I'm picturing
good.
something like
That's
that.
good.
That could be it.
I'm gonna-
honestly, this is a name that I've heard around, I've seen around. I don't know what they're.
It reminds me of Perfect Strangers because that's where Balki was from, the island of Mipos, which was in Greece.
I'll tell you what I think about when
Greece.
Migos comes on. When that music comes on, me goes. I go out the door, I walk away, I take a breather, put on something else.
Dad, you are incredible at puns.
Me
goes.
goes.
Your pun game is
I'm
on
gonna
fire.
assume that Migos is one man. Maybe
Is that assumption based on all the information I've already given you to the contrary?
Do you do not know who Migos
no,
is?
I truly don't know what. I know it's an artist.
Migos, Rich, do you want to explain who Migos is? Migos is 3 rapper producers, I think, from
So it is 3
Atlanta,
guys.
I believe, from the States.
I was very off. Yeah.
They're young. They do that auto-tune rapping thing, where they're like, "Yeah, I'm upset." They do a bit of that.
What the fuck?
That's
is
like
that?
new rap is very emotional.
Really?
All the cool new rap, they all dress like glam goth freaks, and they all sing about their feelings with auto-tune, and then they rap a bit.
So it's like
Rap is
emo.
emo
It's like
now.
rap. It's
Yeah.
like emo.
Rap's going through its emo phase, and it's massive. People love it.
What about that?
Migos
I'm
is
not
that?
racist. That's good though, right?
What's that? What do you mean? What's
that
that?
I'm not racist rap.
I'm not racist.
You haven't
Oh,
seen
that was the
Is that
video
something
that
you
everyone's
laughed
aunt
about?
shared on Facebook.
Yeah, everyone's aunt shared it, but it was apparently he was good.
What?
I'm not racist.
There was a video
I
that
need
was
to-
on Facebook.
That's how I get all my
didn't share
rap information. I showed it to I literally did show it to my aunt. I showed it to my aunt.
that like-
Joyner
She
Lucas.
was like, Andy, I've
Joyner
already shared
Lucas.
this.
Joyner Lucas.
You never heard of Joyner Lucas?
Chemical?
No, you don't know who Joyner Lucas is?
No.
We're on the first friggin' question of this quiz, so let's move on.
All right.
Yeah, we hit the
And
5-minute
that's the
mark.
quiz. And that's the quiz from Everardo. Okay, Everardo, give us number 2.
We'll do 2 more. All right. Hexapeptide. All right, that's
Rich, this is awesome.
You are.
Rich, is that a chemical?
Is that a chemical or a
Definitely a
band?
chemical.
Yeah.
all right. It is.
Hexapeptide.
No, he's got a great. You have a great closer, right? This is a really good
But
closer.
wait,
No, I gotta get
wait.
close.
Before we get to that, Rich, what do you think hexapeptide is? Describe it to us. Let's just say that if you were an aging man or woman, but more likely woman, you might use this.
Some sort of skin.
Getting closer.
Getting closer with like kind of a dermatology sort of thing.
Yeah, you said skin. Yeah,
Skin.
that's good.
I read this at my work, which you don't know what my job is, so that's not really a hint.
Thanks for the hint.
It
No,
works
the facial mask.
close. It is a synthetic anti-wrinkle cosmetics ingredient. It is a peptide.
A label for anti-aging skin cream.
Yeah, where do you work?
I work at a
Shoppers Drug Mart?
cosmetics place.
Oh,
He
It's
works
like
at a record label.
Cosmetic wholesaler.
His job is to brainstorm new names for bands.
that's
where he works.
Next question.
Last one.
To
All right,
Dad.
last
To Dad.
one.
For me.
Yeah.
All right, this is a 2-part. One is a chemical. One is an artist. Which one is which?
Okay.
Uzi Vert and glycerol ester.
These are too easy.
Yeah. See, this.
Are these easy? 'Cause
You
honestly,
forget that
don't know.
that I weirdly, as a dad, know a lot about new rap. So I know that Uzi Vert is exactly the type of rapper I was describing. A sad one. And what was the other one?
Glycerol ester.
Glycerol. Yeah,
Ester.
glycerol.
Glycerol ester.
Ester.
So that is a chemical, but it's that one sounds like it
could
would
be-
be like, one of those bands from the early 2000s that was kind of like all their music videos would be shot in like a barren desert scape with like sepia tone trees with no leaves on them, and then like the singer would be like, nothing's changed. You know what I mean?
You're actually explaining Bush. The song Glycerine. That's why you're thinking Glycerine.
No, I was
That's what you're
thinking of
thinking.
that band Evanescence.
Oh, Evanescence.
I was kind of trying to describe
But
them.
that's kind of like Bush, isn't it? Oh, see, I don't know.
They kind of a little later.
All right, well, that's it. That's the podcast. We're done. We ended on a high note with the.
Never did get around to asking Rich about any of his own
Sorry, we
music.
didn't ask you about your music, Rich. But how can people reach you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Rich Aucoin or Facebook, same place.
Yeah.
Spotify. or other streaming services.
Check him out on Spotify.
I saw one of your posters around town where you're just giving out your phone number.
Giving out this phone number,
Isn't
yeah.
that crazy?
What?
Yeah, how
Yeah.
did we not ask
Yeah.
about that?
Wait,
What's
what?
actually happening
It's too
right
bad.
now?
It's too bad the podcast is.
Yeah, I
over.
flipped my
I'd love to
phone
know
over
that.
so it didn't distract us during the.
So wait, you have a poster that just gave out your phone number.
Yeah.
Wait, are these all
I got
texts
a
from
167 on Reg right now.
Wow.
What has anyone, when they text you, has anyone texted like? Because most people, I'm assuming, are just like, "Hey, I'd love the album," but then has anyone texted some weird shit?
Somebody texted, "You owe me $5,000 for putting this poster up on my property,"
Really?
Really?
and I thought they were joking, so I sent back the laughing emoji, and then they were like, "Who's your public marketing campaign or whatever?" And it's like, "Oh, are you actually serious?" And then I Googled their phone number, and it was to a landline in Scarborough. So I'm like, "Oh, this might be actually serious."
So you're gonna get sued for putting a
Putting up
poster up?
one poster.
I mean, there was a poster of the AGO right next to it, so I'm not really holding my breath.
They're getting sued.
Yeah, I was getting
AGO's
sued.
going down.
You owe me $5,000.
Yeah, one painting. Give me one painting that I get to choose.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think we've promoted the heck out of you. That's great. Jeez, your sales
New
are going to go
album
through the
coming
roof.
out, I presume.
New album coming out?
Yeah, sometime this year. Not
EP out now. Extended
Wait,
player.
hold on. This is another thing. I heard you lost all your music. Is
I
that
did.
true?
I
Oh,
lost
all
my
the things
computer.
we could have talked about.
God damn it. I'm the worst. I heard you lost all your music.
I did, my computer was stolen and had to start a lot of the record over again.
That's a huge thing. You see,
Yeah.
you,
That's crap.
all of your songs. You didn't have a backup or anything like that.
back your stuff up, everyone. Don't forget to back it up.
That is one of the odd Carl songs. Girl, you look good. Better back your stuff up. He tried to have it as his comeback.
So
It's a useful song.
Yeah.
It's you can learn a message after by the end of it.
You're a really good musician. Better back your stuff up. As always, you've been listening to Everardo and Stefan and me, Rollie Bush, our guest Rich Aucoin, and of course, our wonderful host, my gorgeous son, Andy. Please join us again. And remember, when you're in the neighborhood of a Mr. Sub, you can always get soup. Ask for Mrs. Soup. I can't believe it. Popped one chip and I've got to have some more. Popped a couple chips, yeah, 4 or 5. Now my jaw's gonna hit the floor. This taste is so incredible. I can't believe what I'm eating. Is this called Pringles? It's called Pringles. What a chip.